Dear Princess Celestia. Dear Princess Celestia. 200 years ago, I used to deliver mail, and sometimes there would be points where Twilight Sparkle's dragon Spike would get sick and couldn't use his dragon fire to deliver letters to the princess. So, Twilight would ask me to deliver them for her. And because I was a little ditzy at the time, I would often arrive before she had even started writing the letter. But Twilight was kind and let me sit in the room with her as she wrote. And that's how the letters would start. And then they would continue on as she told her teacher about the lessons she'd learned about friendship and the adventures she had gone on. In the last 200 years, I've had quite a few adventures, and I've learned a lot, not just about how the New World works and its history, and not just about how to build a shelter, or fail at knots, or survive raider encounters. I've learned all of that, and I also learned another important lesson, one that I haven't stressed enough in my book. I've brought it up. I've explained that it's vital, but I don't think I can ever tell you just enough how important the magic of friendship is. But I don't have a Princess Celestia to write to. She's gone. They all are. But I have you. So here we go. Dear Reader, I don't know how you found my book or what kept you reading all this time. I don't know when you found it or how long it took you to finish it. I don't know if you read the whole thing, picked certain chapters, or jumped right to the end. But that you had read even a word of what I put down here matters to me. They say that war never changes. And I don't really know about all that. But I do know that ponies do, and that sometimes they might not always be there for you. Or at least that's what you're thinking. But if you look around yourself, if you call out and ask for help, some pony will come for you. There will always be help. There will always be friends. And they will always be with you. You just have to remember them. When I started this project, I'd never written a book before, only read them. I wasn't sure how it was all going to turn out. I started writing and outlining, and eventually I'd covered every facet of survival that I could think of. I wasn't sure if my disjointed little chapters would come together in the end, but I am so happy they did. In those first years after the Great War, I was really sad for a long time. A lot of my friends didn't make it. I wasn't sure what to think about why I survived, or even more so, why I survived like this, as a ghoul. But as time went on, more and more normal ponies started to show up again. I started to find many more ghouls that could talk, like me. I was far from alone. I started making new friends with all kinds of creatures, because I try to think of everyone as a friend, even if I haven't met them yet. As the decades went on, I heard so many other stories as colorful and exciting as mine. There were other Pegasi who stayed down in the wasteland helping those below. There were other hippogriff bird ponies tracking down all of their displaced friends scattered around the wasteland. There were raiders who devoted their life to help other raiders get out and start a normal life. So many amazing creatures out there shared parts of their lives with me over my centuries of life. I wanted to find a way that I could use my experience and their experience to help out the lives of all other friends we haven't met yet. This Wasteland Survival Guide is as much about them as it is me, because it is thanks to them that I made it this far at all. All the medical ponies who patched me up when things weren't healing right, all of the nice caravanners who showed me the way when I got lost for 3.5 days, all of the settlement ponies who took me in when I couldn't get through a storm, even when I was still glowing from balefire. I've tried to mention a few of them specifically throughout this book, but to those I didn't, please know how much I appreciate you too. I'm really happy to be writing these closing thoughts today, because it was such a nice day. There was a cool breeze and a calm sky over the desert and New Appaloosa. Now, the day is almost over. It was a day without gunshots. A peaceful day. A better day. One day I hope there won't be a need for this book, that the world will go back to the way it was. I'm not sure if a world like that would have a place for ghoul ponies like me, but then again, there may be a chance for us too. Maybe some pony will find a way to turn us back to normal. Now that it's all done, I get all these pages into the newspaper press. I'm going to fly as many copies of this book everywhere that I can think of. I especially want to put some copies near old Stapletech stables, where I think it can help the most. If you are reading this and need some more copies, please come and say hi to me at my store in New Appaloosa. It's called Absolutely Everything. You can get some new ones and probably a few other things that you need. Or, if you're in some kind of trouble, you can ask me about that too. Is there anything I can do to help? Because I will. As long as I'm still my derpy old self, I'm going to treat every new creature like the friend they could be. The Great War changed a lot of things, but nothing has helped us rebuild like helping each other. Because friendship never changes. Hearts, Ditzy.